Welcome back, everybody. So glad you could be with me here today. Walter, at the workbench, planing a bit of walnut. And it has a little spike knot. Little knot here that goes in and surfaces and causes a little tear out right across this whole area here. And I thought this would be a good time to share the smallest smoothing bench plane that I own and actually use. So I had been using the number 6, and I noticed the tear out. So I took out my number 3, stropped a fresh edge on it, set it fine, and this would be an application where a shorter length plane can get you into an area that's causing you trouble. And you can come in here and taking very fine cuts, work the difficult grain. I mean, it's not totally gone with the first pass, but we're getting there. I would say after a second pass, I would call this done and either use a fresh, sharp card scraper or go, yeah, I would say that is better. There is still a little undulations right there. You can see them. But that's suitable for finishing right now, the way it is. A scuff coat of maybe some 220, 240, and you're good to go. So what's the smallest bench plane that you have and use? I used to have a pair of number 2s. I've never owned a number 1. The block planes are not considered bench planes. I have heard some different stories over the years as to the reason the number 1 was made. Some say it was a salesman's sample. Some say it was used in vocational training for students. I debunk that one right off the bat. Why? First off, the size of the plane would have to be for a student younger than vocational training, okay? It would have to be for an extremely petite person. So others say it was made for specialty craftsmen, such as piano makers or people who are making fine musical instruments, jewelry boxes, etc., etc. I would say I like the idea of it being made for specialty craftsmen, but the only reason the handle is there is because you need something to push against. You're not going to wrap your fingers around it. So just like with this plane, I can hold this plane with my thumb on one side and a pinky and maybe second finger on the other side, or I can hold it completely open, no fingers wrapped around it at all. Definitely with a number 2, and most definitely with a number 1. So, would love to hear from you. You like and use your smaller planes for special purposes? I can see we're keeping one with an extremely keen blade, or even a blade with a back bevel to raise that angle up. Definitely a reason to have something like that. Or like I just did here, you can get in close and work very lightly and get rid of that torn grain. So that's about it for today, unless you'd like a little shop tip. So you see, a lot of us, we have a little stick or piece of wood that we use on the bench to put the toe of our plane on so that it raises the blade up off the bench. Okay. Other people say, go ahead and put your plane down right on the wooden bench. It's not going to hurt anything. I agree, it's not going to hurt anything. However, what if there's a piece of grit on your bench? You could dull your blade. So a little stick of wood, okay? Little stick of wood, bingo. But if you're already planing and you have a pile of shavings, you throw some down and you put your plane on top of the shavings. So that's a perfect use for the shavings, because when you're all done, you're going to clean the bench off and you put your planes away, and the shavings are put away in the bin. So it's the way I look at it. Oh, but never lay your plane on its side. Like, subscribe, and share. Walter out.